Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Gibby, whibby. I pull up in a.
And I say, what's up, Goblin Nation? It's Jibrian, aka the Cobalt Chameleon, the one who likes feeling men. Forget I said anything. Welcome back to the Goblin Show. Glad to have you here, and thanks for stopping by. We got another Rell video for you today. First, let's start by checking out any news you might have missed, and then move on to the topic of today's video. The first thing we have here is that they're adding taxes. I know a lot of people have been talking about this, but we don't really know how it's going to work, or how much the taxes are going to be, but, you know. I especially like the part where they say getting taxed is part of progression, because at this point it feels like everything is part of progression. I can't wait for them to say finding an e-girl on Discord is part of progression now. And another thing they showed off is the dragon hybrid model. This one looks very good, just way more high detail than the last one. I'm really curious as to what is customizable, like the facial hair, the hair, you know, the color even. They mentioned the hair color being customizable in the dragon form, but I'm wondering if that'll also be for the hybrid. Like, will we see like neon red hair on the hybrid? And I don't know if we can change the color of the scales either. And up next is something I'm personally very excited for. They showed off the controls for console, finally. We already knew the game was getting console support, but basically there had been no word about it, so we didn't know if it was going to come after release, and luckily it looks like they're already pretty much done with it. Oh, and don't worry, for those of you on mobile, the same could be said there. You can see the layout on the screen right now. That is also done. Console players have always been starving for good games, so it's really nice to know that they're not being, you know, put behind or forgotten about for Rell, which is probably going to be the biggest Roblox game, at least for a while. Oh, and for those of you that are into Sanji's fighting style, that is also kind of shown here through the moves on the right. You can see Diable Jambe is actually a move, but we don't know whether it's going to be like a transformation where your foot's on fire, or if it's just like a short-term power-up like they do in some of the other games. Oh, and for those of you that are into Gravity, they also showed a rework. I think Sub saw this earlier, but it's nice to finally be able to talk about it, so I'll just let it play on it uninterrupted. No, it's not all good news, because unfortunately we also have the news that the movie 2 is getting delayed to the 30th. They had previously said the 15th through the 20th, so give kind of a window. And then they said they had plans on the 19th, so they're gonna push it back 11 days, which is kind of odd. You know, it's like 15, it's like they set 15 to 20, and then they have plans the day before the deadline. So it's like, it sounds like you guys just had delays. It doesn't really sound like the plans got in the way, unless you were always planning on doing the 20th. That's just my 5 cents. 2 cents? I don't know the expression. Basically what I'm saying is, when it comes to Rell Bros, always expect a delay, or at least it to be way later than they're kind of implying, because they usually don't give you an exact time. It's rare. It's actually rare for them to give you an exact day and then be late, because I think they're afraid of delaying, so they won't ever give dates. They'll just talk around it until, you know, eventually gets pushed back, but then they're like, we never gave you a date, so it's fine. So basically just add months. The game's coming out in October. I'm calling it right now. Just remember, when the other YouTubers are saying it's still releasing in summer, I'm the only one that said it's releasing in fall. Well, maybe not the only one, but I'm probably the loudest one. Okay, let me cheer you guys up after all that bad news with the greatest news I've seen in months. Fishing system is getting a huge upgrade. Come on, let's go, boys. Sunbird Fishing Guild is finally rising up. We should have a fishing guild, actually. It's nice that they're making it so you can fish up giant fish that you'll actually need to hunt on your ship. Kind of like whaling, you know, where you like spear whales. Man, they should add harpoons that you can level as well, because you can level up fishing rods. It'd be really cool if you could also level up harpoons. Now mark my words guys, this is another Gibrian classic prediction. Fishing is going to be OP. I feel like the way they're buffing it, they're making you hunt bigger and bigger fish. I think we're going to get some end game materials from fishing that you can't get in other places, so make sure you have a fisherman. Join our Discord if you don't have a crew already. You can always join us. If you're into fishing, obviously, join the fishing division. I don't know. I haven't made one yet. And let's take a look at some of the fish that they added, or I guess they showed off. Just to be funny, I'm going to sort them by least scary to most scary, just to transition into the actual topic of the video. This one's not scary at all. If I was swimming, I'd probably bump into it and think it'd be very helpful. Like, it's like a plus, actually. This one also seems pretty harmless. He kind of looks like your friend who's like a little too dumb to roast you, but still tries. This one's pretty cool looking, but I think the outline kind of makes it look like a shark, so I think I'd be a little startled at first and then be like, oh, it's kind of cool. This one's further down because it looks really big and kind of like a real whale, which are kind of scary just because of how big they are compared to us. The teeth don't really help either. So this one looks really cool, but it also has like armor plating on the top, which makes me think it fights a lot, and its face looks like it could rip you in half. This one's pretty scary too because it kind of looks like an anglerfish and a whale had a kid. It doesn't really look like it's that dangerous, except for the fact that it kind of looks like if it opened your mouth, it would just swallow you whole. This one haunts my nightmares, probably because it looks like a shark, but something about the face is really creepy. And also like the red coloring, you know, just imagine this thing swimming at you. Plus it's probably going to be huge, closer to a megalodon. Oh, and this one this one's scary. Actually, if you flip it upside down, it's not scary at all. It's probably dead. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention that they're doing map reworks, which is probably the big thing that delayed them from releasing it on the 20th. These look really cool. I don't really have much to add aside from the reworks being way better than the previous ones. And the previous ones are already good, so that's saying a lot. And now we can finally move on to the topic of today's video. That really took a lot longer than I was expecting. We're already like 6 minutes in. If you guys enjoyed my coverage of the Rell news, don't forget to subscribe and like the video while you're at it, and comment your favorite part. I don't know. We're not really done with the video yet, just thought I'd remind you. So you're probably wondering how you got here, in the middle of the ocean, being eaten by a giant anglerfish. Well, it all started when you were being a regular pirate, doing regular pirate things. So you were probably chilling, just doing regular pirate things. Maybe practicing your devil fruit, who knows. And bam, next thing you know, the tax man is here. And he's here to collect all the taxes you owe him. But obviously you're a pirate, so you're not going to pay the taxes. So the only thing you can do is run. Unfortunately, no matter how much you run, you'll never get away. Because the tax man has Geppo. And you know he'll catch up to you. So you hop on your ship. So you're running for your life, but you can't get away because the Marines are catching up. So you do the only thing you think you can do. You jump into the water. After all, anything is better than impel down. Obviously, as I mentioned, you have a devil fruit, so you immediately start sinking.
Yo, that's what it's gonna look like? What, is this a horror game?
Bro, there's a random sea. Ah, what the f? There's a random sea beast that's following me somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Yes.
And that's how you ended up here at the bottom of the ocean, being eaten by an anglerfish. El Bozo. Obviously, this is a fake scenario, and you're actually not in game right now. I know, you're kind of shocked to be alive right now. My wider point was going to be more about how I don't think people are really realizing how scary the game is going to be from a gameplay perspective, especially when you're in the ocean. But aside from the little bit of like sea footage we have and maybe some bosses, I think it'd just be really cringe if I was just describing things that could be scary, you know what I mean? Like, bro, imagine it's nighttime and your ship gets attacked by like a shark. It's like, yeah, that'd probably be scary, but what am I going to use, like Google Images to draw this? You know what I mean? So I figured this would be better to tell like a story about like a gameplay perspective that probably will end up happening to at least a couple people. I mean, plus everyone knows the scariest thing in that little scenario was having to pay taxes. Taxes are terrifying. I was thinking it might be fun when the game releases to like look at player clips to see like the clips of the week, kind of like a highlight reel for the week. Could be like a fun series I do. I don't know. It depends on how many clips people send me. I might have to look for them as well, and you know, YouTube and all that. But it could be kind of fun if like the community sends clips or posts them, because I'm sure you get a lot of funny moments in an open world like this, and it could be like a good series. Let me know if you guys are interested in anything like that. I don't know, I feel like it'll be fun to do stuff aside from just guides, because I feel like every Rell YouTuber is going to be doing guides on how to get stuff and showcasing stuff, and I feel like that's going to get kind of boring, especially as a content creator. I don't really just want to milk it, I want to be more creative. Someone in my server already had the idea to do like a Mythbusters series, and I think that could be really fun too. If you guys have any suggestions for series I could do, that'd be cool. Obviously we can't do any of them yet because the game's not out, but you know, we're still killing time. Oh, and if you made it this far, definitely join the Discord. We're always looking for crews to join our fleet. So if you already have a friend group, don't be afraid. You can still join the fleet. Basically, nothing will change for you aside from you'll get invited to events and stuff. And, you know, you can fly or banner or whatever, represent the Sunbird fleet. Our Discord server has almost 500 members, so it's pretty active. It's always people talking. So that's about it for the video. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.
Like you are fat tears, like, then you